Okay, so we're coming in with the same color that we used on up there. Really? You know what? I wanted to do something different. I wanted to come in with this. We're going to come. The word for the day is intensity, which is a vocabulary. It's an art word. We got more than one art word today. Intensity is one art word because it signifies or is defined by the level of pigment versus the amount of white, usually the amount of white in that pigment. It could be a light color mixing lights also, which is mixing light waves, which is mixing reflected light, which is determined by the molecular structure of a substance, which affects or compromises the quality of what the eye sees. And what I meant to say by that is that we want something intense down here. And really, we have some old alizarin crimson. And we're talking about color mixing. So we have old from yesterday. It's watercolor, so it will be reconstituted, but it sometimes takes a while. It's a little, you can see how more intense that is. And we can see when we put it on here, we take a little more water because it's real dry. Reconstitute it, you require a lot of water. We got the water set up, and we have just a regular, you can see a regular plastic dish that you just prop up into maybe about a 30 degree level, so that when you lay your brushes in there, you just keep going. That's really helpful with acrylics, but it's good with anything, watercolor, even oil, which is so different than what we're doing. Water-based paint, acrylic and watercolor. I have not worked in oil in a long, long time. And until I find a good reason to do it, I will say that I'm concerned about fire safety when I work in oil, because but it depends where you are. Let's say if I was in a mansion, but even then, you hear stories about people that lived in mansions that there's all kinds of safety issues there. Look at Gene Hackman. They were living in a mansion. My girl tells me it was in New Mexico, a mansion. And then another very reliable source, which is my teacher and landlord who wishes to remain anonymous, mentioned that there was an issue with rodent feces. Well, the point being that you're never safe anywhere, and I don't necessarily want to work in oil right now. There may come a time, I have in the past. As a matter of fact, I did a professional. It was a professional commission for a retirement community where I was working in oil. I was just in a very small space in North Carolina. Two small spaces. I had a little studio rented out that I used also from time to time, but I was most comfortable in my living space, which was also it wasn't anything. It was just a living space, very humble, very kind of small apartment in South Winston in North Carolina. And the thing about that space was that I did an oil painting in what you would call oil on linen, and I had the highest quality supplies from Larry Squicciarini, who was running Mona Lisa Art Supplies out there in Louisville, which I heard he passed away. And he was pretty good. He got a little frustrated there in the middle when Arbor Acres wasn't paying him on time, and he's a small business, but we worked out through all those problems, and we had a very successful unveiling. I hear it's still on display down there in Arbor Acres Retirement Community in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Okay, everybody, so let's just turn this over real quick and just show you that we're working on a 360-degree rotation basis. There's more I could do. I mean, I do more right down here because red and green equals what? Should be gray, a grayish brown, something like that, but it never, just kind of like relaxed, mixing complementary colors. And then, I would like to quiz you one more time on what the three primary colors are. What are they? Well, I'll tell you this time: red, yellow, and blue. We'll talk about the complementaries next video.